Welcome to another edition of Food and Laughter. Man, I'm telling you, we got two of the coolest hosts. We got Heather Jones and we got Terrance Gawith, and I'm your host, George Zilla Brookins. And today we are eating Alvarado's. We got some food. we got the Alvarado's burrito, beef burrito. We got, what is this, man? Chichiro? How you say it?
Taquito?
Yeah, they're like the flautas,
Taquito?
so I have
no idea. But
This is the funny part of Food and Laughter when you try to say the food's name. But today we have a special guest. I'm very excited about this guest because not only is he an up-and-coming comic, but he's also a family member of mine. I want y'all to give it up for my guy, Cameron Edwards.
Yeah.
AKA the cheat code.
There we go. Now we can all eat.
Now we can eat.
Oh, now we can eat. My bad. I took off first. I didn't know.
Cameron, you know, I always like to jump in real quick, man, and ask you what inspired you to start doing comedy?
Well, first and foremost, I want to thank y'all for having me.
Thank you for coming,
I
bro.
appreciate y'all for having me here, man. I appreciate the opportunity always. But what got me to doing comedy? So, it kind of came from kind of a dark place, honestly, to be honest. I dealt with kind of a lot of, rough things growing up, going through life, you know what I'm saying, from, just family, life, depression, you know what I'm saying, a lot of different things. So absolutely. It was like I always found my way through it smiling, you know what I mean? I kept a smile on my face no matter what I was going through, no matter how, what I was dealing with at the time. You always saw me smiling, you know what I'm saying? So I always felt like that was the feeling that I wanted to give people, you know what I mean? You never leave my presence the same way that you came, you know what I'm saying? Like when I come in, I want you to get my energy, you get yours, you know what I'm saying? I want to learn something from you, you learn something from me. We share whatever, you know what I mean? We can grow, we can learn each other's differences, you never know what you can learn from somebody, you know what I mean? But yeah, I just always felt like you never know what people are going through, and being able to make a room full of people feel good and forget about what they're going through for that moment in time that they got you, man, that's powerful. You know what I'm saying? It's huge. And I never wanted anybody else to feel the way that I felt and to go through the things that I went through, you know what I'm saying, and think the things that I thought, you feel me? So it was always like, that was my way of wanting to share something with people.
He's as cuddly as he looks.
I know.
Don't he just look like one of those guys you just want to cuddle? Like, he's like the perfect comedian. He's like the perfect comedian look. Like, hey, you little cuddly laughing.
I like it.
I want to say this real quick, man, because I want to share this quick story real quick to Heather and Terrance. So when I first met Cameron, we was at a video shoot for this girl's video, so we got to be featured in the video, so we some video vixens. And so it was my first time, didn't know we was family or nothing, like, it was my first time meeting him, and I was like, he just had me dying the whole night. Like, I just didn't understand this dude, like, who is this dude? He just had me laughing the whole night, and I kept asking people, like, who is this guy? Who is this guy? So the next day I found out who he was. That's what I kept on saying. I was like, I like this dude. I like this dude.
Who is he? I like this.
I found out who he was, friending him, and upon, looking at the friends list and all that, found out we family.
Family. Like,
How are you guys related? Like,
so his uncle is married to my wife's aunt.
oh my gosh.
Yeah, just all these years, didn't even know.
Didn't even know.
That's-
What I'm
See,
saying?
I thought it
like
was
that.
a way like black folks are always like, oh, that's my cousin. That's my nephew. I thought it was
See, I wanted to address the elephant in the room already. I already feel some type of way, because why is we sitting over here and y'all sitting over there? It's segregation and Food and Laughter, people. I want you to know it.
Oh man,
Don't worry.
We keep it like our laundry, all right?
Look,
Separate.
look, don't worry, Terrance. It don't matter where I was sitting. The joke was coming.
oh man.
Yo, man, but yeah, I just,
Yeah,
you
but
know.
I seen something in you though. Like I told him, like we ended up meeting at another friend's house for another project, and I took him outside and I said, "Hey, have you ever seriously thought about doing comedy?" I like, you funny, like you're naturally funny, but I think if you put some work into it, I think you're gonna be great. And I seen it. Like they're gonna call me Nostradamus, and I'll be seeing, cause I'll be seeing
Zilla
it.
Damas.
Zilla Damas. That's my new nickname, Zilla Damas. But I seen something in him, and I was right. I threw a comedy contest, and man, he blew it up. I ain't gonna lie, I cried.
That was my first time. Now, mind you, this is my first time ever on stage.
Really?
So all the
That's
years that I've known people, I've only had 2 people, well 3, that actually have kind of come to me like, "Hey man, you ever thought about doing stand-up? You know what I mean? You should try it." And Zilla, I always tell people, Zilla was definitely one of the people, you know what I mean? Always. Him, my big brother, shout out to my guy Sherman Wills.
That's another one.
One of my first string brothers, you know what I'm saying? Sherman. And it was like, and then my ex-wife. But anyway, yeah, that don't count. No,
Still get some things.
2.5. No, but so it was like, you know, with them saying it, it's like, all right, I tried. You know what I mean? Like, all right, you know, but I wanted to be good at it. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's a science to it. There's a science to everything. There's a science to business. There's a science to comedy. You know what I mean? And I wanted to be great at it. So I studied it like studiously.
He did,
you know what I mean?
Oh
I'm
my
watching
God.
the greats. I'm watching the comics that aren't as known. I'm watching everybody.
He was filming himself. He was sitting in his, having people critique him. Like he was very.
I'm
I
practicing.
never seen nobody, and I work with a lot of people. I mean, coming down to, but this guy right here took it so seriously. I was like, my God, like. It got to the point that I even told him, I was like, man, I don't even want to come up after you hardly.
That's the best compliment too.
And you know
I don't
what?
want to follow
I
you.
took that at the biggest, biggest compliment because, bro, to know who Zilla is in this comedy game here in Omaha, as you know what I mean, as long as he's been doing it, I'm like, bro, you done work with everybody. You know what I mean? So to hear that from you, oh man, okay, I'm doing something. I got it.
Gives you a little bit of boost.
Yeah, keep
Everybody
writing.
gets
You know what I
Well,
mean? Like,
it wasn't hard,
so-
man, because you showed that. You know what I'm
just-
saying? And you kept it real, and you put your best foot forward, and you worked hard, and you still work hard. And I think that we're going to continue to do a lot more, man, on this venture that we got going on.
You hear that, people? Y'all need to book me. Book me. Book me. They told me I was too vulgar. They told me I was too urban for some areas. It was crazy, you know what I mean? But mind you, I've done rooms and places that were, you know what I mean, a mixed crowd. So it was like, I don't know. I don't get it. But anytime that I am on stage, I'm always give you where I come from. You know what I mean? I rep North Omaha everywhere I go. You know what I mean? I got it on me. Anything I wear.
Ernie Chambers of comedy.
That way.
go.
That way. Come on, man. I like that. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is,
Rep North
that was
Omaha
flex.
everywhere. I like
Yeah, everywhere I go. I mean, listen, I only shop North Omaha brands. I don't even wear designer brands. I
That's
wear
awesome.
only designer brands that's from the city. So if you from Omaha and you have a brand, a clothing line, tap in with me. I want to rock your stuff because when I go out of town, I'm marketing that. When I'm on the stage, anytime I'm doing something anywhere, I'm marketing. Yeah, I'm repping that because that to me that's a designer brand to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
probably
this
go
is
some
Louis
little
Vuitton
game
to
draws
me.
on, right?
You know what I'm saying?
It's probably more work that went into that too compared to the
man.
designer brands, right?
You know
Because
the-
there's somebody actually pressing, doing the things, creating the designs, going through all that rather than automating.
Doesn't
all the
work in a
process.
sweatshop somewhere.
Exactly.
and it's one of those things where it's like you see the thing that you're investing in, right?
Right.
I can't touch Giordano Versace. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I can't inbox Louis Vuitton. You know what I'm saying? Like I can inbox D-Lo and hey bro, I need an outfit. Hey yeah, come to the store. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it was more personal to me, and then to see the changes that some of these brothers and sisters are making in their lives to actually make this thing happen and go and grow. Of course, I want to be a part of that.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
You're like the spokesman of Urban Gear. I'm serious.
Yeah,
Like, he
man.
is. Like, he sponsors
Yes,
everybody.
indeed.
He probably got on Milk the Game draws on right now.
That actually brings up a good question,
I ain't
right?
got no draws on. Pause. I don't like no.
Pull it down,
We wear
let's
hooping
see.
shorts, baby.
No underwear. So that brings up a good question. We kind of talked about it in our last interview, but let's delve into it, right? We know comedy is segregated, whether we want to admit it publicly or not.
hate it.
Comedy is segregated.
I hate it. I hate it.
So even just that, right? How does the term an urban room or an urban comic make you feel?
Isolated. And you know what I mean? Because to say you're an urban comic, funny is funny.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? Across the board, I don't care who you are, where you go, funny is funny. And that's the science of comedy, right? It's finding the silver lining in that joke that's going to relate to everybody, whether they know about it, whether they've experienced it, or even if they can visualize it and picture themselves there and in it. You know what I'm saying? To where everybody can be included in this and can share in this moment.
Absolutely.
That's a science, bro. You know what I mean? I don't care who you are. So I looked at it like that, right? So to hear that to me was a stigma based on what people might have heard about me, what you might have known about me, or, you know, knowing my past or et cetera, you know what I mean? But I look at it like this, man. Anybody can grow, anybody can make a change, you know what I'm saying? And you can't base an individual off what they used to do and what you heard, especially if you don't know them
That's the case, I
personally.
wouldn't be here.
You feel what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like,
Exactly.
I can't judge you off of that, but I can base it off of the work that you put in. Now, what I have noticed, right? The entertainment industry is small, right? It's even smaller for people, it's an even smaller circle of people who get paid. It's even smaller for people who get paid, you know, well enough to live off of, especially when we talking comedy, right? Okay, so when it comes to the shows that we're attempting to do here in North Omaha, sometimes you see some of the same comics doing some of the same places and bits and sets and things. And as a comedian, I wonder why they don't reach out. You know what I mean? You see me on this side working and, you know what I mean, doing my thing, like, yo, bro, I'm willing to work with you too. You know what I mean? Like, it's never a big I, little you situation with me. You know what I mean? I'm willing to work with anybody. You know what I mean? Because comedy is like that. This is your take on what you see going on out here in the world. You know what I mean? Facts. And I can find humor in that. Bro, to be able to find humor in some of the craziest situations and make it kind of lighten the mood, you know what I mean? Bro, that's heavy, man.
How do you, your enthusiasm is infectious. Like I'm like sitting here, but I always find it amazing keeping that up on stage. I tend to mirror the audience, so if they're giving me very little energy, I'll bring it down because I think I'm being too overwhelming. How do you either accept that and move past it, or how do you deal with that?
I always look at it like anytime I'm on stage, I'm introducing the crowd to me. I'm giving you a look at my life, how I grew up in North Omaha, what I went through growing up, my experiences, how I look at and view things. I really don't care how you feel about it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I'm just sharing you with, you know, I'm sharing my viewpoints with you. And you can agree, you can disagree, you can laugh, you can not laugh.
Yeah.
I don't care. They paid me to be here. Cool. You know what I mean?
Right,
kind of
right.
deal. So that's always how I looked at it, right? And it was more of I'm trying to introduce myself to the world. This is me. This isn't a gimmick. You would call my phone and I'm the same way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Anytime you see me, I try to be this same way. You know what I mean? Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, anytime you see me, and they know how I'm coming. I'm coming. I can't say it on TV, but y'all know what I say. I'm coming with the Yeah. Yeah. I'm all, you know what I mean? But it's one of those things where, bro, we go through so much. We all going through something. You know what I mean? We all experiencing something, right? To change your mind is to change your life. To look at things negatively could really literally affect the outcome, not only of the situation, but just you as the individual. You know what I mean? So just learning to smile is sometimes the difference between health and sickness, life, death.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like being able to cope with a situation and not, you know what I mean? And the one thing that I learned was the only thing that you can control in any situation is yourself. I can't control the circumstances. I can't control what happens, but I can control how I react to it. You know what I mean? I can control what I decide and choose to give my energy to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, and that's
Grown man stuff.
yeah. You
Right.
feel me?
You need more of that stuff in the comedy scene in general, right?
General.
Because
Right.
like we've talked about either behind the show, we've kind of talked about it a little bit preliminarily, is like you got to use whatever platform you have to bring people together. right?
Absolutely.
Because when you start allowing people to go out in their fringes, that's when things get crazy. I think people get crazy.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
so I think one way that I've realized very upfront that where you kind of are like a beacon of light is you just got multicolored outfits, man. Like, like I don't ever have to wonder where Cam is at because I just look for the color. And then if it's red, if it's bright blue, if it's
See this little happy
turquoise,
little happy little dude looking like some certs or
just if there's
Like a
ever a
brown
rally
lady,
point,
like,
like Cam is the
yeah.
perfect emergency point of contact. Just be like, hey, you know what? We got a fire in the building. Look for the dude dressed like a Smurf, and
Follow
he will
the blue
be
streak.
the safety rep.
You gotta take it up and you gotta go full Teletubby. You gotta start wearing like
Exactly.
a
You gotta bring
triangle on your
headgear, yeah.
head. You gotta get headgear
Who in
going.
North Omaha is working on the head part? That's what we need to find out to get Cam the headgear for it.
It's normally a do-rag. Don't worry about it. It's normally a do-rag. Don't worry about it. I got it.
Question though, what color do you not have? No, I'm just kidding.
Listen, purple. Surprisingly, you know, purple. I
was gonna say,
I need purple and orange, people. I need orange, people. No.
Man, you well, man.
I find that real cool though, man. Like seriously, that's very
Appreciate it.
commendable to do that, right? That because
it.
I think a lot of people talk about, oh, I want to support local. I want to support local. And it's hard to do in principle when you realize the things that you have to kind of leave behind, if you will. So that's commendable as hell.
You know what's crazy, right? And I even found myself going through it for a short amount of time, and it was so stupid, but it was like the people who were the founders and creators of these different brands, people would come and try and associate you and your brand with what you used to do and the lifestyle you used to lead. So because you're from this neighborhood and you're from this section and you used to, and my people used to beef with your people, then I ain't wearing that, I ain't supporting that brand, as opposed to looking at you, a man who has graduated from that lifestyle, who is attempting to make a way in this world, feed his family, pay his bills, get by just like you are, you know what I mean? Send his kids to college just like you are.
Yep.
We can't see past the nonsense and the negativity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was one of those things where I had an individual address me like, well, why you only wear that dude's brand? And I had to shed light on it like this. Well, I support everybody's brand. First and foremost, I'm a man before I'm anything. So you're not gonna tell me what I'm gonna wear, where I'm gonna go, how I'm gonna move. I move all around this place and I know everybody everywhere. You know what I mean? So that's not one of those things, but I'm gonna shop with where I'm going to shop. This man is doing something positive and I commend that. I'm going to support that. Now, if you really feel some type of way, as opposed to hating on it or talking down on it, let it fire you up and you go start a brand and put your investments into building your brand. And I'm gonna come buy your stuff just like I buy his stuff too.
It's like that, like almost
about the outfits
like that was
for
almost
you.
like
You
a
know what I'm
wrestling competition.
You know, that's the conversational way, you know what I mean?
Get up off
Why
my
you
outfits
buy the
for me.
outfit.
Do the thing you need to do. It's your money.
Yeah, you know how you buying things, you know. bunch of expletives. We can't say it on the community television. You know, appreciate you, KPR.
I gotta ask a Terrance question.
What's up?
Terrance, because this is usually a Terrance question. You got any beefs with anybody, man?
Words right out of my mouth. I got to come up with something different now.
Truthfully, no.
That's good.
I don't have
I'm the same
any
way, man.
problems
I'm the same
with
way.
anybody, to my knowledge.
Yeah, I was gonna say if I do, it's
If I
one-sided.
do, come see me. I don't have a problem with.
He will buy your stuff.
Like, come talk to me because
I know you get along good with everybody.
it's
though,
one
man.
of
That's
those
the way it's
things.
supposed to be,
I
man.
address if I put addresses on my envelopes. There's the word that I'm gonna say for it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like if I have something to say to you,
Yeah.
I'm going to come and address you about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
If I could say it about you, I can say it to you. You know what I mean? And that's the
Right.
same. So the thing that
99% of Facebook and social media doesn't
cannot.
understand.
Only reason why I
Yeah.
laugh, only reason why I laugh because I know him personally, and you see this jolly.
What
happy
you see
sound?
is what you
It's
get.
a pit bull underneath this. It's a pit.
But that's usually how it goes, man. It's like
Yeah.
that's like the borderline crazy laugh because like the eyes are completely closed and it just takes that. He goes like psycho, right? It is. I get it, man. People, it's that old
here.
quote. It's that old
Let's
quote,
stay
right?
here.
Because
Like-
you were talking about going through some things. It's that old quote, right? Like humor is but my sword and my shield. Right, like, and I've always viewed it in that same thing. Like it's my defense mechanism, and I can attack you with it too. Like it's just one of those things. And so within that sword and shield, man, do you think that this has helped you in other aspects of life outside of comedy?
Absolutely. Absolutely. When I say that finding and doing comedy has allowed me to literally turn my life around, you know what I mean? I was at a spot where I had just got divorced, you know what I mean? I was like freshly divorced. I had moved back to Omaha. I'm broke. I'm homeless. I'm bouncing pillar to post. I had just got like my little spot finally, my little spot, my hole in the wall is mine, you know what I mean? And then in the midst of doing that, I found the opportunity to do stand-up comedy, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And in doing that, when I say it literally turned my life around,
Don't forget about your music.
well, yeah, but yeah, you know, but I've been doing it just opened doors for me, man. From doing more and more gigs, traveling, TV shows, man, hosting for people, bringing people in. It helped. It turned my life around. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And it's still turning. You know, so I'm grateful for the
We
opportunity.
definitely, we've been having fun. I mean, since
Hey, we done tore the road up, man.
we done been on the road. We done opened up
Wainwright,
for
too.
big
Yes.
for head.
And I
guys
look
and stuff.
forward to more. I look forward to the work. I look forward to everybody. You know what I mean? Like working with everybody
He's
respectively.
only been
right?
doing this way.
It's going on about a year and a half. It was going about a year and a half,
About
too.
a year and a half now, almost two.
Almost two.
Almost
two. The summer may be 2 years
I ain't gonna
that
lie
I
though.
officially been.
As soon as he got it the first time, it was like, hey, bro, I'm throwing you into the fire. Like, you coming with me. I was taking him on the road with me.
Nice.
Like,
He just threw me right in shows.
But
You're doing shows.
I only
You're
did that,
ready.
Heather, because the work he put in.
Yeah.
He really, really put in, and he really, like, really studied the game. And when he was talking about the science, like, he was talking to me about something like, this dude, I love him so much, not only his family, but he's a very brilliant guy. Like, I love talking to him
appreciate it.
about
I appreciate
business
y'all,
and
man.
everything. So he's a phenomenal dude.
Charismatic and colorful.
Yes, he is, man. I love him to death, man. I'm so glad that you took it seriously, man. And,
Thank you.
And
I
jump in the
appreciate
picture.
you, man.
I appreciate you, man,
When I
'cause you
say
took it serious.
comedy literally saved my life, I feel like I was headed back down a road that wasn't for me.
Yeah.
So to be able to do this actively, I took it seriously. You know what I mean? Like, and then it led into other opportunities. I'm doing music now. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
Booty Swang available on all streaming platforms. Sick and Tired available on all streaming platforms. Go
both
get
those
it.
songs,
Go
man.
run it up. Yeah, man. Just trying to be everywhere like air.
He's
That's
got quite
the
a voice too. It's crazy. He got a voice. He got a nice little voice on
He
him.
does. I just imagine him doing voiceovers, like sexy ASMR.
Well, you got the songs out there, man. So tell everybody else where to hit you up on the socials.
Man, you can find me on Instagram at @Iam_Cam Edwards. YouTube, I got a YouTube boxing podcast with my brother, Mr. Goots to You,
Mr. Goots
called
to You.
It's Boxing to You. You can look that up on YouTube or look me up on YouTube at @Iam_Cam Edwards. Facebook, hit me up at Cameron Edwards. Yeah, you can Google me. What else? Twitter, @Iam_Cam
Your
Edwards.
OnlyFans.
Same thing across the board. I can't talk about that. Yeah. We got 1-800-rentadaddies.com. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The premium Snapchat link is coming soon. OnlyFans, yes, this is going down, man. Bellies and biceps all day long.
I want to say, man, it was wonderful having you on the show with us, man. You know what I'm saying? I was looking forward to this, man. I was looking forward to this.
No doubt. Hey, you already know, no doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Man, once again, man, this has been another awesome edition of Food and Laughter. I want to thank our wonderful guest, Cameron Edwards. Also my two co-hosts, Terrance Gawith and Heather Jones. I love them, man. This is Food and Laughter.